Blacklightjack is a parasitic edgelord who profited off the Webtoon community through low-effort performative outrage videos, playing into harmful tropes that were fatphobic, homophobic, sexist, and racist, amongst other things.
Yeah, I wonder who she's going to take sides with. Could it be the Joker, or could it be the political activist, race-washed, woke, feminist, gender inequality ranting mouthpiece for Mario Tamagi's bitterness towards society? The very simple message to children that is, be yourself and be unique? Gone, since the writers wanted to be woke. The story seems to revolve around this pig animal's high school life. Good job, you fucking fat-ass Fujoshi bitches. Imagine being in college for 4 years straight only to find out your chance to pick up a job at Universal Studios was robbed from you because some fat, pink-haired feminist who has no knowledge or skill. What are these exaggerations? Oh, I am now Chinaman reporter. I'm sorry. Just joking, guys. Come on, I can make a racist joke. Mom, your pep talk skills are so, masterful. I am aware. Rochan, you are going to succeed. I have always known that. And whatever is happening now, it is a mere bump in the road to your inevitable triumph. Oh, egg foo young. But, I'm sorry. But it is okay to cry a little, or no way. Oh my god, I should have been doing this accent a lot more before. I'm having fun with this. I'm having more fun making racist accents than I am actually reading this comic. Is it an equation? Past? It's latitude and longitude. That's coordinates.
He targeted small indie creators and canvas artists, allegedly sicking his small army of fans on them, which eventually lead to hate messages and death threats, all because he was obsessed with protecting quote-unquote dumbass preteen girls.
Teenage goth girls are stupid and impressionable. This part of the story was clearly crafted for the sake of comedic effect, but if you're a normally functioning human being reading this garbage as opposed to a stupid-ass preteen girl...
No, I think what it is that, like, one single dumbass girl, like, just watches way too many, like, basic bitch dramas.
Dumbass preteen readers. Dumbass teens. Dumbass little girls. Stupid preteen girls. Dumbass preteen girls. Dumbass preteen girls.
Stupid-ass hormone-enraged kids. Dumbass little girls. Dumbass kids.
Dumbass preteen girls. Dumbass preteen girls. Dumbass preteen girls. Dumbass little girls. Dumbass preteen girls. Dumbass preteen girls. Stupid ass Fujoshi little girls.
With all that said, let's take a look at how Blacklightjack became the most hated YouTuber in the Webtoon community. Blacklightjack is a YouTuber who does non-reviews for a lot of webtoons, animes, mangas, and other pieces of media at large. We're calling them non-reviews because sometimes that's what he says they are.
This is not a review. I repeat, this is not a review. This is just me mindlessly ranting, okay? This is just me ranting on something I'm annoyed by. That's all this is. Before we get into it, I want to let you know there is no... I'm really sorry. I'm assuming a lot of people expected me to come into this with a script, but I did not write a script because I figured a live reaction to what I'm looking at would actually be a lot better, because, like... Let's be honest here, boys. What's there to analyze?
Even on videos where he doesn't explicitly state this, it still holds true. The majority of his criticism of any piece of work are usually reactionary, filled with outrage or ridicule and relatively low effort. That might seem like a harsh thing to say, but even on his earlier videos, this is apparent.
Why does this girl look nothing like her? She literally doesn't even have the same hair color as her. Secondly, why is this girl so fucking fat? Starfire has peak physical fitness.
The MO for Jack was to pick out an already well-trashed piece of media like High Guardian Spice or I Am Not Starfire and passionately pile on the hate without adding much else. That's not to say there's anything wrong with having fun picking apart an obviously bad show or comic, but for Jack, this quickly became an avenue to vent a lot of his toxic behavior.
Fan comic by Borba. Thanks for creating this, William Borba. I just want to let you know, if by some incredibly rare chance that you're watching this video, I have something to say to you, Mr. Borba. You should yourself. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. Oh, wait a second. No, I'm not joking. I'm not fucking joking at all. Actually fucking yourself.
And that's not the only time he told creators to kill themselves over artwork.
I think whoever made this should kill themselves. I'm not even slightly joking.
Boy, I'm a lady.
Oh, dude, I don't know why, but I'm hooked. This is weirdly intriguing. I think you should do things that are demonetizable. But anyway, whoever made this, and I really hope they do demonetizable things to themselves. And yeah, I hate whoever made this on a personal level. My Sassy Goblin by someone who should do things that are very demonetizable that I can't say.
He would indirectly justify the need to be this crude and harmful by arguing that the content he was criticizing is far worse. He treated his videos as a moral crusade to take down some despicable and degenerate cabal of creeps selling smut to children.
The only reason why I always trashed on these vile-ass webtoons is because this is a literal children's webcomic app. But 13 and up! This is being sold to kids and teens! This is deliberate. And honestly, it's vile. She knows she's advertising to minors for bits and change on Patreon. We already know that they're a company that is not beneath advertising smut to literal children. The issue is that you're shoving your degenerate fetishes down other people's throats in an ecosystem for safe-for-work media that is 90% minors.
This is actually disgusting to watch, because this show is straight up feeding you, spoon-feeding you sexist, misandric information that is legit harmful to tell teenagers and below. Maybe if this was just like one random ass comic sitting on Joe Buru or whatever Buru image board there is out there, then, you know, fucking I wouldn't say a word. But you're peddling this shit to fucking kids, bro.
This isn't like some place where it's like, hey, you need to be over 18 in order to see this. This is freely accessible to random ass kids. I find something extra scummy and straight up vile about this, because not only are you selling zero...
Webtoon is totally okay with feeding this garbage to fucking children.
This comes off as performative. Everyone who makes a bad horny comic or show can't possibly be well-meaning. For Jack, they must be held accountable for stealing kids' innocence. That's not to say Jack doesn't ever advocate for a strong rating system or talk about works he actually likes from time to time, but the focus of his channel was clearly to score cheap slam dunks. So much so that Jack often even targeted the very kids he claimed to be looking out for.
The issue is that this is sitting on Webtoon. You know, the website full of dumbass preteen girls. The creator or creators of this garbage are not fucking stupid. They know for a fact that the age demographic of people who use Webtoon are dumbass preteen fujoshi little girls looking for estrogen bait. The primary user base of Webtoon is like stupid-ass, impressionable preteen girls. This comic is just instant gratification for stupid-ass little girls. The dumbass girls who unironically enjoy Twilight and those awful teenage rom-coms that cynical reviews makes fun of. That's the target demographic of this Webtoon. Stupid-ass little girls who just want to see a ship occur, not concerning themselves over the disgusting circumstances as long as it satiates their weird little fantasies. Teenage goth girls are stupid and impressionable. This part of the story was clearly crafted for the sake of comedic effect, but if you're a normally functioning human being reading this garbage as opposed to a stupid-ass preteen girl...
No, I think what it is that like some one single dumbass girl like just watches way too many like basic bitch dramas. That's the whole chapter. A special thanks to the losers who were dumb enough to pour money into this.
All women.
The
There is like one man on there.
I don't see a single male individual here.
I was thinking Alex could be a man, but then I
that's
remembered
the
that it's
female.
like,
yeah. There isn't a single... Okay, so for all the people that get personally upset at the fact that I refer to Webtoon's user base as dumbass preteen girls, what the f do you have to say now? Do you have any clever retorts?
Yeah, there is this one specific YouTuber. His name is Blacklightjack. He does say some things that I agree on, but most of his content is nothing but trashing on Webtoons. He always reviews the Webtoons that everyone unanimously agrees are trash, but never makes a video reviewing the good ones. It's fine if someone dislikes Webtoons, and there are a lot of things that the industry as a whole can improve on, but if you're gonna keep trashing on it all the time, then IDK, you might need to find something better to do. It's probably just not your thing. There's clearly an audience for Webtoon, and people like me are going to keep consuming no matter what others say. I think people need to realize some things are just not meant for them, and that's okay. It's fair to say the longer his channel or channels carried on, the more lazier and impulsive he became. Sometimes asking his subscribers for video ideas, which isn't at all uncommon or wrong. But you can see him here asking for exact details down to the very page number that specific events occurred in, as if he wouldn't need to read through the whole thing himself if he was going to make a video about it. And this sort of nonchalance really does come through in his videos, where he often never provided full context and never saw the need to do so. Credit to Agent Forever Late, by the way, who created a channel just to post these clips.
This dwarf girl, who I don't remember his name and I don't care enough to go find it, she says some bullshit about prophecies being fulfilled. I don't know. In chapter 27, she is forced into a political marriage by order of her father or something like that. I honestly don't know the context and don't care. Anyway, dumbass Kazuya suddenly gets a terrifying phone call that her aunt or grandma, honestly I forgot, who even cares. So in one scene, Velma has a quick chat with her dad while doing mystery stuff. I forgot the reason, honestly, who cares.
Okay, so the stupid main girl just wants to because I don't know, she got like disgraced by royalty or something like that. I don't know, who cares, man. Stupid. Throughout the convo, Hades is fixing this idiot's hair because it grew out because of some stupid bullshit. I don't know. Main dude Saris doesn't give a single damn, apparently. Why? Oh, well, you know, he explains in a monologue again that the party leader seems cool at surface, but in reality he's a big fat douche that just wants to keep all the hot babes in the party to himself, or some BS like that. I don't know, man. But I guess that was too obvious for fucking Rachel Smegma, or whatever her goddamn name is.
I think this guy was already infamous a couple of years ago, but yeah, I'm just now learning about this dude. Thanks to you guys. Riley J. Dennis's channel is chock full of videos where he desperately tries to display his desires to make society more inclusive. But at the same time, here he is, making videos specifically designed to force anyone outside of his spectrum to cater to his.
And not only are these reviews a little lazy, to put it lightly, they were also run-of-the-mill, anti-SJW content meant to resonate with a certain audience. And that's despite the fact that he claims to despise it.
The only type of person who would unironically play this game would have to be one of those, well, I really don't like using this word, but the woke crowd. I hate saying the word woke because it's such a, I don't know, it's just, people use the goddamn word too much as just a cheap blanket statement for things that they don't like. But what other type of person would unironically enjoy this game?
This comic is a mess of obnoxious wokeness disguised as an actual comic. So my theory is that she got butthurt because her abilities stem off of the stereotypes of a seductress type character because she's a woke feminist who hates anything outside of her political spectrum. I already showed off how pathetically desperate the characters are in their desires to look super woke and open-minded. But yeah, this is a scenario where a random ass lady like tries to be obnoxiously woke. Why is this character so goddamn obnoxious? Well, aside from the already established fact that Tamaki cannot write, the reason why is because she was more concerned over BS politics and trying desperately hard to make her characters woke, as opposed to making them three-dimensional. Oh man, gee, I wonder who she's going to take sides with. Could it be the Joker, or could it be the political activist, race-washed, woke, feminist, gender inequality ranting mouthpiece for Mariko Tamaki's bitterness towards society? The very simple message to children that is, be yourself and be unique? Gone, since the writers wanted to be woke.
And for Jack, once he decided a piece of media is woke or bad, that was all the justification he needed to say all sorts of terrible things, including being fatphobic.
So every page turn, you just get more and more sick of seeing this pig animal's f***ing face. Completely twisted around and out of character, all for the sake of blowing sunshine up the self-insert's lard ass. Mandy says, probably already completely winded from taking 5 steps outside of that box with that armor on. But since the main character is a land whale-ass edgelord goth girl, throughout the entire comic, the story seems to revolve around this pig animal's high school life.
Good job, you fucking fat-ass Fujoshi bitches. Imagine being in college for 4 years straight only to find out your chance to pick up a job at Universal Studios was robbed from you because some fat, pink-haired feminist who has no knowledge or skill.
Sexist.
Bitch out of the blue for no reason.
And then before she finishes her sentence, Nick hugs the bitch and then says,
I think what he's going to say is, wait, what the hell? How did this bitch get in my car to begin with? After all this stupid contrived BS goes down, the pink bitch wakes up.
Our girly life.
Are these the same bitches?
It's not like they were being mean or anything.
Just hold on a sec. Jeez, stupid bitch.
They have a small dialogue while coming out of the bitch's high-rise. We move on quickly because this bitch, the ex-husband guy, pulls up on the pink hair bitch. After the pink hair bitch, ex-husband tries to woo pink hair bitch. You see how this pink hair bitch guy pulls up on pink hair bitch?
And incredibly racist for some reason.
Also, side note, you live in the freaking Ukraine? Isn't there something a little bit more important you should be worrying about rather than people being mean to you online?
The copyright suit may go off in your country, where yes, Ukrainian fair use literally does not exist, because you live in a fucking third world country.
Name their children by dropping pots and pans downstairs.
Yeah, and yeah, this motherfucker's name is Yoonjae? I don't know, maybe Korean pronunciation could be a little bit weird. Yoonjae J Jingjong chicken fried rice. The generic.
What are these retarded exaggerations? Oh, I am now Chinaman reporter. I'm sorry. Just joking, guys. Come on, I can make a racist joke. Mom, your pep talk skills are so masterful. I am aware. Rochan, you are going to succeed. I have always known that. And whatever is happening now, it is a mere bump in the road to your inevitable triumph. Oh, egg foo young. But I'm sorry. But it is okay to cry a little or no way. Oh my God, I should have been doing this accent a lot more before. I'm having fun with this. I'm having more fun making racist accents than I am actually reading this comic.
But despite all of these, the one thing that definitively turned the Webtoon community against Jack was his habit of sicking his army of boys on indie authors and artists. The famous example being the incredibly messy drama with the creator of The Fate. It all started when Jack made a review of the webtoon, calling it the worst webtoon he's ever read right in the title. As far as the video is concerned, Jack does what Jack does. We've seen it all at this point.
Is the type of idiots that enjoy this garbage. Whoever read this nonsense and unironically liked it is guaranteed to have completely ignored any of the repulsive circumstances of this romance, quote unquote. The type of people who love and salivate over degenerate shit like this are only in it for the most shocking moments to enrage their goddamn estrogen. And moments like that go on for the rest of this dumpster fire ass webtoon. The fan base of this comic is guaranteed to be nothing but hormone enraged little girls whose only understanding of homosexuality is based off of yaoi anime and hentai. The dumbass girls who unironically enjoy Twilight and those awful teenage rom-coms that cynical reviews makes fun of. That's the target demographic of this webtoon. Stupid ass little girls who just want to see a ship occur, not concerning themselves over the disgusting circumstances as long as it satiates their weird little fantasies.
For what it's worth, The Fate is a webtoon unanimously hated by readers due to its portrayal of an odd and exploitative teacher-student romance relationship, as well as poor dialogue and character writing as a whole. The title would eventually be taken down by the authors, and it's impossible to say Jack's video didn't at least have a hand in that. After Jack's video came out, the author decided to hit him with a copyright strike.
And have responded by giving me a false copyright strike on 2 videos where I made fun of it. A couple of days after I make that video, not even an entire week, I don't even think it's been 3 days, it immediately gets taken down by, lo and behold, the creators of the goddamn webtoon. And yeah, here we are.
One of the claims from the author was that Jack did more insults than criticism, and Jack responds to that claim.
You want to know why? 2 reasons. Because, first of all, regardless of if I peppered in some insults to your piece of shit comic.
And he's absolutely correct. Yes, Blacklightjack could have and really should have been less abrasive when criticizing The Fate, considering one of the authors were recovering from depression at the time. However, legally speaking, he was free to rant and insult as much as he wants, as it does meet fair use guidelines. However, in the previous video, Jack puts up their email address on screen, which led to several of his fans sending hate mail their way. So how does Jack respond to this?
After your last video where you showed my email, threats and insults began to come to my mail that I offended you. I will also print them out and go to court with them. Why do you need to do that? Do you think that's gonna fucking save you in court? That ain't gonna do shit for you. Would a bunch of random ass people that I have no control over, I don't know how that's gonna reinforce your argument in court, but okay.
He might not have had control over what his fans do, but Jack did put the email of a creator he was speaking negatively about on screen for the whole world to see and do whatever they want, with which at least made him partially responsible for the hate mail the author received. But honestly speaking, Yumi, the creator, did the same thing, if not worse, by telling her fans to mass report Jack's video on a local social media page. From that point on, the situation got messier before it got cleared up. Yumi claimed their personal info was also publicized on Jack's Discord server, where members allegedly discussed how to further hurt them and send death threats. After endless back and forths, allegations, and at least 5 separate videos on Jack's channel, they finally came to an agreement where Jack agreed to delete all his videos on the matter in exchange for the creator taking down their copyright strike. Ultimately, this was a situation where both parties handled as terribly as you could imagine. Blacklightjack, nonetheless, went after multiple creators that tried to quote-unquote silence him. What up, loser? It's me, the guy that made the video. You seem to have the intent of weaponizing YouTube's copyright system to silence me and take my video down. I just wanted to let you know that it's not gonna work, and it's a complete waste of time if you choose to do it. The video falls under fair use policies on YouTube as the video serves as criticism, therefore it does not infringe on anything. Oh, and if you do perform this act, the Streisand effect is going to hit you like a truck. You're not the first disgruntled Webtoon artist to attemptedly take down my videos. You're actually not even the third one, dude. The point is, Jack began making a lot of enemies because he would allegedly instruct his fans to mass report some of the webtoons he reviewed to get it taken down. In fact, he bragged about it.
I actually got like 5 webtoons taken down. People practically fell in love with me for doing this.
Some webtoons are problematic and should be taken down, but for the most part, people found this behavior from Jack to be cancerous, and thus the community turned on him, which of course ultimately gives Blacklightjack the license to play the victim in this situation.
Danger I put myself in when I make these videos. You know about how often my entire YouTube career has been jeopardized by the cabal of mentally sick freaks in Webtoon's user base. I've been threatened with false copyright strikes countless times, like over 5 times. They've tried ruining me. I'm not very happy being in a YouTube niche where every upload may potentially put me in danger. These mentally sick Webtoon femcells kept striking it down with false copyright strikes.
Webtoon artists tried to destroy my channel. Let's see what he has to say.
My cellmate is a romance that romanticizes prison inmate. The King and the Paladin is a webtoon that is literally just a medieval fantasy plot where a tyrannical woman violates a guy. I hate you. Will you have sex with me? Do I even need to say anything on that one? Heart of Eternity, which once again is a glorified plot. This time it features pseudo-incest. Every single one of those webtoon artists, and then some that I made a video about, tried to take my channel down. All of these individuals are active creators on Webtoon and have all labeled themselves as victims of bullying. A bunch of mentally fucked, fragile art girls have zero ability to take any form of criticism. I have a false copyright strike over the Prison Bitch webtoon. I received over 100 notifications telling me to activate my account. A coordinated attack from a bunch of mentally underdeveloped introverts who can't tolerate their precious comics being talked down to and criticized.
As Overthrow says in her video, it would be a lot easier to feel any sympathy for Jack if we hadn't already seen how nasty his videos are. On top of all that, Blacklightjack also appears to be somewhat hypocritical, with him condemning even the implication of incest.
Ooh, he says this'll be fun. So you're specifically trying to make your readers continue reading by fucking teasing incestuous sex. And very clearly that's supposed to be sexually arousing for the reader. And the only person that would go out of their way to stick around and read this shit at this point would have to be someone who wants to jack off to incest.
Which is odd, considered he made a mother and son this comic, which he captioned, "A fun family adventure about a kid that's romantically / sexually attracted to his mother." Yeah, the exit door's over there. Seems entirely weird that he kept harping on a lot of webtoon creators making slop content when he himself made a furry incest comic. And this isn't even close to the most degenerate thing he's done. Blacklightjack also had this weird habit of expressing how much he wanted to get frisky with his audience.
Predictable nonsense, right? I absolutely do not judge. I like anime titties and femboys as much as the next guy. I am the last person on earth to be looking down at anyone.
You guys think it's weird to get frisky with your fans? Where the femboys at? My intrusive thoughts are winning right now, and I want to sleep with femboys at conventions. You guys think I'll ever be cancelled? I can't see that happening because I don't do stupid shit behind the scenes. In fact, don't look at me funny, but there's only one thing I would ever do that seems kinda cancelable, and it's not even that bad. At least I think. Okay, so I want to take advantage of my very minuscule YouTube popularity to sleep with femboys at conventions. That's not cancelable, is it? This is more than a little weird. We already know how impulsive he is, and he does get way too personal with his community. You can't help but wonder what type of stuff goes on in Jack's Discord server. Whilst nobody can say for certain, there was one Reddit user who detailed their brief experience in there. I have a more personal experience with the guy back when I still watched and liked his content. This account is an alt to protect my identity in the situation, but basically I was 19 and had been watching his content in both his Webtoons related channels, IDK if he has more as of typing this, over a year ago. And I really liked his content, so eventually I decided to join his Patreon and his Discord server. That server was something. After getting in, it was normal at first, but I don't like that he had a vent channel, which will definitely come into play later in my rant. Basically, I had been in there not too long before Jack made a server announcement asking if anyone wanted to VC and talk and stuff. So like 4 to 5 of us reacted with like a thumbs up emoji to say yes. He set up a time and we all hopped in the call and waited for him. None of us talking to another cause like we don't know each other type of deal. About like 20 minutes later, Jack finally shows up and immediately said, "Were you all just silent until I came in?" In a joking tone. We all laughed it off and he started talking to some of the others that had been in his server longer. At some point he acknowledged me since I'm new to the server and I told him I was a little nervous, which is understandable. I'm in a call with a YouTuber I like watching as well as around other people I DK at all, but he changed his tone like, "Why are you nervous?" in what didn't feel the same joking way as before, but like a more serious judgmental question. I didn't want to answer with the, "Oh, you're a cool YouTuber and I'm in a call with you." So I just said, "I don't know." And he left the conversation with me to go to someone else. Also, he just kept going in and out of the call. That call lasted, I think, like 2 hours and he had to dip like 3 times. And every time he came back, he sounded more irritated and annoyed. He mentioned something about his roommate and he was probably just frustrated with them. But in the middle of the call, something was brought up about server stuff and he even mentioned chalupa in this when saying all this. I don't remember it all word for word, but here's what it basically was. I don't understand how chalupa can just be in calls with people 18 plus. I fucking hate people under the age of 21. He says, with me, the only 19-year-old in the call. And he would know I'm 19 because his mods would have age checked me before letting me in, and it was in my intro stuff. After hearing that, I just didn't talk much. Because I immediately felt singled out, even if he probably didn't mean to. But if you hate people under 21, why do you allow people 18, 19, and 20 in here? You could state in your patron that your server is 21 plus only. After leaving the 3rd time and being gone for even longer, I just left the call. Literally, he barely even showed up in the call, which I get he had roommate stuff happening, but when you ask your server to VC, you'd think he's actually tried to stay in call and not sound so annoyed and irritated every time coming back. And after that, I just didn't do calls in that server. But this next incident made me just leave completely. Now, this offense wasn't specifically him, but someone in his server. IDR their name. Basically, he has a vent channel, and at the time I was going through a breakup and I was venting about how it sucked. Then this person started asking me stuff like, "Why are you even dating if you're ace/arrow?" Cause it was in my Discord bio and server intro. And I tried to explain to this person that just because I'm ace/arrow doesn't immediately exclude me from dating in general. It's a spectrum. Some ace/arrows prefer no dating, and I know plenty of ace/arrow buddies who are in both sides of either having a partner/happy relationship and the others being more sex repulsed and non-dating. It's not the same for everyone. And after trying to explain that, this person then proceeded to tell me that I was wrong, that I don't even know what I'm talking about, and that even if I'm ace-sexual, I should not date, period. And before I could even process what was just said too, me, Jack himself, commented on the situation saying he agreed with the other person completely, which made me feel incredibly embarrassed and just upset that this YouTuber I liked watching for so long and thought was cool was openly agreeing with this other person about my sexuality and how it should work. So after that, I left. Unsubscribed from all his stuff and just left. I haven't spoken of this situation on any socials cause I didn't want to start drama, and is another reason I'm using an alt to say this. All in all, I absolutely hated the experience I had in his server. I felt incredibly singled out given I was 19, and again he hates people under 21, so I just left and moved on. It's important to bear in mind that there's no hard evidence that proves this Reddit user was either ever on the server or that they're telling the truth about the situation. But given everything we've seen so far, it's not that much of a stretch to believe this. It all seems very much in character. It's almost shocking to see how many people had a negative experience with him or his content. So here's a few that particularly hit hard. Years ago, my readers informed me that someone had made a video hating on my adult webcomic and it was rather unfairly cruel. He spent the video hurling insults, cherry picking my older comics from back when I was still learning to draw, and encouraging his viewers to give my comic a negative rating on Webtoon. Never heard of the guy before that and completely forgot about him until now. I assume his career of spreading hate and burning bridges in the art community has led him nowhere. I used to enjoy his very old videos that actually discuss problematic Webtoon, but after watching his video about my upstairs neighbor, I instantly dislike him because he has the extreme tendency to victim blame people, and when people called him out, he doubles down. He is basically trying to be Chalupa the GOAT, but just a pathetic hypocrites guy. I'm admittedly late to this, but I used to watch Blacklightjack back when he made his I'm Not Starfire videos. Back then, I actually enjoyed his content, but granted, a lot of that enjoyment was probably because I was an impressionable teen, or as Jack would have put it, a dumb preteen 17 girl at the time who took every nitpick and word he said as fact and didn't even know what the word woke meant and how much it's lost its original meaning thanks to a lot of right-wing figures misusing it. But once I got older and moved away from a lot of those anti-SJW YouTubers that were popular in the 2000s, I just find his channel and what he's become kind of sad now. I know negativity tends to get more attention nowadays, but I can't imagine how exhausting it is to make video after video where you just rant and be nasty throughout the runtime, or not wanting to engage with something because it's considered woke in your mind, or when people call you out for your actions, instead of owning up to them and trying to grow as a person, you double down and pull the victim card. He basically pushed everyone he knew and was close to away. Even when Jack does bring up a good point about Webtoons for how it treats their creators, it's usually ruined when he starts being needlessly cruel and trying to justify his own hateful views like he can't allow himself to be even remotely positive. It stops being funny and just becomes really depressing just how delusional Jack has become with how he blames everything and everyone for his downfall, when it was his own doing. Even his former collaborators and friends wanted nothing to do with him. Maddie Bites, a bigger creator in the space, left a comment under Overthrow's Blacklightjack video distancing themselves from him. Hi there, I just wanted to say that I 100% agree with your take on Jack, which is why I haven't spoken to him in over 2 years, though he still re-uploads old videos we did, which is annoying. We are not friends and have not been for years at this point because of the points you've mentioned as well as several other things. Thank you for making this video. Your thoughts and opinions were spot on and super well edited. Okay, so we've pretty much gotten a full picture on Blacklightjack the YouTuber. Everybody hates that guy and the content is poison, but it might also be worth taking a look at Jack, the real life person behind all that poison. Because whilst most creators would typically keep their personal life out of the public eyes, Jack does the opposite. He uses his community posts like a diary and shares all of his insecure dark thoughts publicly. Here's a couple of examples of what that looks like. You guys think I'm a grifter after my last video? Cause I guess I technically am, but not really. I wasted my 20s and every single day I spent struggling to grow on YouTube is a reminder of that. I cannot stress to you how frustrating it is to have 2 different YouTube channels with 60,000 subscribers and still need to sling sandwiches in a fast food joint just to keep a roof over your head and find your voice acting career. My life has been miserable for the past 2 months and it's going to keep being awful, so I will laid Arc Raiders for 2 weeks straight and nothing else. The game is great, BTW. I've been fighting for the past 4 to 5 years for this. My birthday is next week, just about 7 days from now. And well, I told y'all way back at the start of this, my big idea was to become a successful YouTuber so I can go back home to NYC, but I'm not quite there yet. So instead, I'll just be going over there on vacation next week, see my parents, reminisce, see my old friends, and probably have a mental breakdown about all the wrong choices I made because I didn't realize everything I could have done while I still had the chance. LOL. Seriously though, I just wanted to thank you guys for finally getting me there, even if it was only for a 4-day vacation. Thank you so much, boys. You know, I'm learning a lot about myself lately. I am, by default, abrasive, volatile, contrarian, aggressive, vitriolic. You see, these personality traits are generally unpleasant, and even more so when it's being heard by a crowd of folk who are less tolerant of such brash personality traits and may be sensitive. But when it's used for the right thing, such as directing my volatility towards something everyone communally dislikes, like high guardian spice, things work out quite well. But when it's towards something everyone default likes, people don't want to tolerate me in any way, shape, or form. Essentially, my horrible personality is not being used in the only way it successfully can. Maybe if I was a bit more lax, people would be willing to listen, but not when I'm so over-aggressive about my opinions on stuff. It's not that people on YouTube only crave negativity. It's that my cancerous personality is only interesting to people when I'm getting all vicious towards something everyone would naturally dislike. At the risk of making you sympathetic towards Jack, it's fair to say he displays a level of vulnerability that you don't typically get out of a guy who makes anti-SJW outrage videos. None of this, of course, excuses the vile nature of his content, but it could be more or less comforting to know he's at least not just pure evil. You guys are way too generous to me, lol. I have tried so many different things on this channel. Started off with weird pro SJW media, then did random anime junk, then did random webtoon junk, then did random manhwa junk, then I tried gaming for like 2 months. And right now, I'm committing to anti-AI content permanently. The fact that after all these obnoxious identity shifts, I still have a core user base that's following me is amazing. So thanks, boys. He deleted his Webtoon specific channel, but contrary to what his own post says, he hasn't fully committed to anti-AI content. Instead, he created another brand new channel called Jack Unpacked, where he continues to post some of his tamer and less vitriolic reviews for webtoons, comics, mangas, and so on.
genuinely borderline infuriated me on countless occasions with how obnoxiously dumb it gets and how embarrassingly tastelessly handled all of its darker content is, as it tonally whiplashes harder than the elusive samurai. And yet, I still read this manga. I still reread this manga too. Like I can't deny that that's just how much power this thing holds over me. I still like this manga.
It's impossible to deny that Blacklightjack is extremely passionate about the content he covers and sometimes even vindicated in his campaign to take down certain works that are legitimately harmful. But the problem here is that those instances are more so the exception than the rule. For the most part, Blacklightjack has been a lightning rod for all the most toxic and hateful aspects of the Webtoon community, actively using his platform to spread every phobia and ism under the sun and profiting off of it without ever really improving his work substantially. Not to mention the hypocrisy of creating an incest corn comic whilst demonizing others for far less, as well as starting hate campaigns against small and vulnerable artists. All of this has contributed to burying his reputation with the community he built a following on.